Hey guys, what is up? This is Mr. A. Crizzy here, and in tonight's movie review, I'm going to be doing a movie review on this movie released last year in 2024. And of course, this movie was also nominated for Best Picture at this year's Academy Awards. And I actually just watched this movie with my mom and dad on when we rented it on Amazon Prime Video. We rented it there, and so. And I've been hearing a lot of people have really been talking about this movie a lot when it first came out in like September of last year. And I actually just watched the whole thing with my mom and dad. And yeah. This review is on The Substance. The Substance stars Demi Moore and Dennis Quaid, and so yeah. In this movie, we follow an actress played by Demi Moore who's known as Elizabeth Sparkle, and her Hollywood career has really been struggling lately, and then she's later fired by her producer Harvey, played by Dennis Quaid, and because the reason she got fired from her acting job is because Elizabeth Sparkle is claimed that she's too old and that the producer Harvey wanted someone more younger than her, so because they wanted someone young for these exercise aerobics videos and all that. So after Elizabeth Sparkle got fired, she finds this medical serum known as the Substance, which makes herself look younger, and of course a younger version of herself emerges from her body. And of course the younger version of Elizabeth Sparkle is named Sue. And then later in the film, she becomes obsessed with the Substance. She becomes obsessed with the serum, and a bunch of gross out scenes happen here and there. And this is a body horror movie that was recently nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars this year. And when I first heard about this movie, I've been hearing lots of people have really been talking about this movie, and I've been hearing from a lot of people that this movie is probably one of those films where you're probably gonna have to watch on an empty stomach, or else some of the gross out scenes might make you vomit. And thankfully, I didn't eat this movie while eating food, because I didn't watch this movie while eating food, because if you watch this movie while eating food or drinking your drinks, then that would have been a bad idea. Because this movie is really bizarre and really gross, and I gotta say, I think when it comes to body horror films like The Fly with Jeff Goldblum, I gotta say it's more on the gross out side than on the horror side. I mean, yeah, it is very scary at some scenes, while at the same time it's honestly focused more on the gross out scenes. I think it's more focused on gross out than scares. You know, it's more on, and by that I mean like it's more focused on gross out than scares and all that. But I thought this movie was actually pretty interesting. I thought it was a very interesting film that takes place in the Hollywood acting industry, and how Elizabeth Sparkle is claimed to be looking old, and she becomes obsessed with the serum as the Substance, and yeah. Yeah, because I can definitely see what people have really been saying about the gross out scenes, whether that it would be a bad idea to watch this movie while eating food. And yeah, because even my parents were really grossed out too, like even especially my mom, and yet my dad even shaked his head like this is messed up, like yeah, because my parents were grossed out by the gross out scenes as well, because yeah. I can definitely see what people have been saying about this movie, that it has some gross out scenes. But those aside, I thought this was actually a very amazing film, and I actually really enjoyed it for a body horror film. And I gotta say, this was actually a work of art, and I can definitely see how this movie got nominated for Best Picture at this year's Academy Awards, like I just said. But that aside, I gotta say the performances, on the other hand, were actually really good too. I gotta say Demi Moore actually does a really good job as the lead role, Elizabeth Sparkle. Yeah, and I gotta say, Elizabeth Sparkle is a well-written character for a body horror film. And what's also interesting about this movie is that The Substance is not distributed by any other familiar studio. because this movie is actually distributed by Mubi, like Mubi, Mubi, and yeah, and like I said, I gotta say, Demi Moore's performance was excellent. She does a real good job in this film. And yeah, I think she definitely deserved the Golden Globe that she won last month in January. And yes, and despite Demi Moore in her looking old, and despite the fact that Demi Moore is older now, I gotta say Demi Moore is still very very attractive and still hot in a way, because her appearance still looks fine even to this day, and yeah, and I gotta say her performance here definitely deserved the Golden Globe, and I think she was also nominated for an Oscar as well for Best Lead Actress. Yeah, as far as I know, this movie got many awards, including Best Picture and and but Demi Moore aside, I also like kind of like Dennis Quaid in the film. Dennis Quaid played the villain, played one of the villains in this film, like Harvey, the Hollywood producer. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta say, yeah, Dennis Quaid, I thought did pretty good as Harvey, and because I always liked Dennis Quaid. I think he's a good actor, and yeah, because and I can probably see that the substance is not going to be everyone's cup of tea, because it's not a movie for everyone, because I know this movie is like so over the top, and it's really bloody and gory too, but I still like the film. So overall, The Substance was an awesome, like, bloody film, or because like, or in this case, like an awesome gory film. And I'm gonna give The Substance 4.5 out of 5. While I was watching this movie, I was considering giving this movie 5 out of 5, but I would just rate this film 4.5 out of 5. Yeah. So yeah, if you want to prepare yourselves for the Oscars, and if you haven't watched The Substance yet, then I say if you're interested in checking it out, then I say it's a good one-time watch. Just in case if some of you guys out there want to prepare yourselves for the Oscars on March 2nd, then I say this is a good one to watch for Oscar season. And there you have it, guys. That's going to be it for my movie review on The Substance. And that's going to be it for this video. So make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. And as always, thanks for watching. And until next time, this is Mr. A. Crizzy saying goodbye, everybody, and that's about it.